You're watching the Week in 15 on TV Platinum. Your in-depth roundup of the 15 biggest stories shaping Nigeria this week. From politics to power struggles, governance to grassroots voices. Let's rewind and break it all down for you. The week began with the Nigerian Medical Association NMA completing a court-ordered medical assessment on detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu. Secretary General Dr. Ben Ebo confirmed the assessment was carried out on Sunday by an 8-member medical team from across the country. The findings have been submitted to the Attorney General of the Federation as directed by Justice James Omotosho, who ordered the report within 8 days for possible further medical referral. The African Democratic Congress ADC has criticized President Bola Tinubu for what it called his administration's weak response to Nigeria's worsening security situation. In a statement issued by the party spokesperson Bolaji Abdullahi, the president has failed to uphold his constitutional duty as Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, citing escalating violence nationwide. The ADC urged the president to act decisively, warning that unity speeches must be backed by concrete action. Vice President Kashim Shettima has called on Nigerians to safeguard the multi-billion-dollar investment of Africa's richest man, Aliko Dangote, describing him as a pillar of the nation's economic growth. Speaking at the 2025 Nigerian Economic Summit in Abuja, Shettima said the $20 billion Dangote refinery with its 650,000 barrel per day capacity is more than a private venture. It's a national asset critical to Nigeria's industrial future. His remarks come amid last week's protest by Oil Workers Union Pengasin following the alleged dismissal of about 800 unionized employees at the refinery. The People's Democratic Party (PDP) has begun the compilation of its list of delegates ahead of its national convention scheduled for November 15 and 16 in Ibadan, Oyo State. Chairman of the convention committee, Governor Ahmadu Fintri, made this known in Abuja on Monday and assured that the process will be transparent and inclusive, with all qualified aspirants allowed to contest. Committee co-chair Governor Caleb Mofwang also reaffirmed the party's unity and readiness, saying the upcoming convention will prove that the PDP remains strong and alive. The Nigeria Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers (NUPENG) has condemned Senator Adams Oshomole, calling him the Judas Iscariot of trade unionism, over comments on Dangote refinery and Pengasin dispute. In a statement signed by NUPENG President Williams Aboria, the Secretary General Afolabi Olawale, the union accused Oshomole of betraying workers' rights and defending corporate operation, warning that his remarks contradict the principles he once championed. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has declined to sign 2 recently passed bills from the National Assembly, citing inconsistencies with existing laws and concerns over fiscal discipline. The announcement was made on Tuesday during plenary as Senate President Godswill Akpabio read the president's letter to lawmakers. The affected bills are the Nigerian Institute of Transport Technology Establishment Bill 2025 and the National Library Trust Fund Amendment Bill 2025. Tinubu noted that while the proposals were well-intentioned, some provisions could weaken transparency, economic stability, and good governance. He, however, reaffirmed his administration's commitment to supporting laws that promote accountability and align with the country's broader development goals. Former presidential candidate Omoyele Sowore has called on Labour Party's Peter Obi, Anambra State Governor Charles Soludo, and all Southeast leaders to march to Aso Rock to demand the release of IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu. Sowore, in a post on X, said he was willing to set aside political differences to support the cause. Meanwhile, the Federal High Court in Abuja has adjourned the hearing on Kanu's health condition to October 16, 2025, following the government's notice that the Nigerian Medical Association is yet to conclude its medical report. The trial of former Central Bank of Nigeria Governor Godwin Emefiele over alleged $4.5 billion fraud has stalled due to disagreements between the EFCC and his defense team on how to conduct a court-ordered forensic examination on a mobile phone. At Thursday's sitting before Justice Raman Oshodi of the Ikeja Special Offences Court, both sides accused each other of frustrating the process. The disputed iPhone 12 reportedly contains WhatsApp messages tendered as key evidence in the case. Emefiele and his co-defendant Henry Omoile face 19 counts of fraud, corruption, and abuse of office. The House of Representatives has rejected claims by the United States Senate describing Nigeria's security challenges as a genocide against Christians or state-sponsored persecution. The resolution followed a motion during a plenary on Wednesday by Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kanu and unanimously adopted by lawmakers. Operatives of the Nigeria Police Force have arrested 12 suspected armed robbers linked to the death of Somtochukwu Maduagu, a news anchor and producer with Arise Television. The suspects were said to have confessed to their roles in the deadly robbery incident that occurred on September 29th at unique apartments in the Katampe area of Abuja. About 15 armed men reportedly stormed the 16-flat building, killing Somtochukwu, fondly called Sumi, and the building's security guard. The police say investigations are ongoing to apprehend all the members of the gang still at large. Former national chairman of the APC, Dr. Abdullahi Ganduje, is facing a fresh corruption probe by the Kanu State Public Complaints and Anti-Corruption Commission. The investigation centers on an alleged diversion of 4 billion naira in state equity meant for the Dala Inland Dry Port project. Reports by Daily Trust indicate that the funds were approved during Ganduje's tenure as governor for infrastructure development on the port side. However, management of the Dala Inland Dry Port has dismissed media reports linking the Ganduje family to ownership of the company, calling them false and malicious. The National Council of State has approved the appointment of Professor Joash Ojo Amopitan, SAN, as the new chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. The announcement was made in a statement by the presidential spokesman, Bayo Onanuga, on Thursday, following the council's meeting at the presidential villa in Abuja. President Bola Tinubu presented Amopitan to the council for confirmation, succeeding Professor Mahmood Yakubu, who completed his 10-year tenure in October 2025. Amopitan, a professor of law from Kogi State, becomes the first person from the state to head the Electoral Commission. Senator Orji Uzor was accused former President Olusegun Obasanjo of lying about not seeking a third term in office. Speaking on Channels Television's Politics Today, the Abia North Senator claimed Obasanjo personally told him of his plan to extend his tenure while in power. This comes after Obasanjo, during the Goodluck Jonathan's Foundation's Democracy Dialogue in Accra, Ghana, denied ever pursuing a third term, insisting, "I'm not a fool. If I wanted a third term, I know how to go about it." Kalu, however, maintained that the former president's denial wasn't true, reigniting public debate over the controversial third term saga in Nigeria's political history. A mild drama unfolded aboard an Ibom Air flight from Uyo to Abuja on Wednesday, October 8, 2025, when a passenger was arrested for allegedly stealing 290,000 naira from a foreign traveler moments before takeoff. The incident occurred around 7 a.m. shortly after boarding was completed. Eyewitnesses said the foreign passenger raised an alarm after discovering that the cash he had kept in his bag, stored in the overhead compartment, was missing. Cabin crew immediately launched an investigation, during which another passenger reportedly claimed to have seen the suspect tampering with the victim's bag. When confronted, the suspect denied any involvement in the matter. Lastly, the People's Democratic Party (PDP) says Nigerians are eager to see the party reorganize itself ahead of its national convention. National Publicity Secretary Debo Ologunagba stated this while briefing newsmen on preparations for the convention scheduled for November 15 and 16. Ologunagba also serves as Secretary of the Convention Publicity Subcommittee, where the strong public interest in the event reflects Nigerians' confidence and belief in the PDP. He described the forthcoming National Elective Convention as crucial to sustaining democracy in Nigeria, noting that citizens see the PDP's vibrancy as key to the nation's democratic stability. That's your Week in 15. Stay informed, stay empowered. For deeper dives into these stories, stay with TV Platinum.